Alright guys, I wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on with US history. So if you notice, I put up a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, I put up enough stuff to go all the way till close to the end of May. Alright, a lot of information here. What do we do with it? Alright, I would suggest that instead of scrolling through the stream, what you actually do is you click on the classwork. Then you'll see that I have it broken down. We're on the Civil Rights unit, okay? So you've got your first assignment right here, which most of you have done, which is to read this, okay, and then do this work right here, which was just simply three questions. Was there any progress in the civil rights for Black Americans in the 1940s? Question two, in what ways did the Second World War help Black Americans improve employment opportunities? And then three, were there any changes to equality by the end of the decade? How you get this is you open this PDF up. There's not a whole lot to this, okay? Remember, this is a preview, so if your preview doesn't, like say it shows the first page, it doesn't show the rest, remember you click on the three dots in the top right, you open it in a new window. Then this will fully open. See, it opens it from the Google Drive, so here it is. This might improve the quality of the pictures too, although I gotta be honest with you guys, they're not that great. The quality of the pictures, see how they pixelate? But it says Black American soldiers in action in 1944 during the Second World War. Okay, so you read this, and that's how you get the answers. Okay, I'm having you do this because this is a precursor to the actual civil rights movement, which we're studying. Whoops, which begins in the 1950s, 60s. Sorry. All right. So let's say you did this. Next one up is segregation in schools. Tells you what to do. Tells you when it's due. To do tomorrow. It says go through the short presentation on segregation in schools, read the pages provided of Divided Union, that's this right here, and then answer the questions on the Google Doc provided. You do not need to add the question. All answers must be given using complete sentences. All right, so we click on this. This is my presentation. All right. How did the Civil Rights Movement campaign against segregation in schools? How did the Civil Rights Movement campaign? That's what I meant to say. All right, so what we're supposed to be learning here is to, our learning objective is to understand the key features of Brown versus Topeka and to evaluate the significance of Little Rock. So here we have a picture of a girl going to Little Rock High School surrounded by a bunch of angry white people. And then you notice, see the helmet in the background? This is an Army soldier. Okay, what does segregation mean and how did the Jim Crow laws enforce it? All right, so Plessy versus Ferguson, this is where it all really begins. This is where legal segregation happens. I'm not going to read this to you because I don't think I need to do that, but this is a whole 9 slides, 8 of which have information. This one's very important. Okay. Now it says read pages 30 to 33 and then answer questions 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, and 9 from the book. Okay. So that's over here. So I've given you the PDF of just the sections I want you to read. Okay. Again, pictures aren't that great when they're blown up because they pixelate, but here we go. We've got this amount of information right here, 4 pages. Not a lot of stuff. There's pictures. Here's the questions. So see where it says tasks 1. What is meant by the term Jim Crow law? 2. What reasons did Chief Justice Warren give for his dismissal of the Jim Crow laws in source A? So you've got to go look at source A. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. You have to look at source A to get the answer to that. Okay, that's where you get the answer to it. Question 3, did the Brown case bring progress for the civil rights movement? It says copy the table below and then complete the boxes and explain your answer. Yes, because, no, because. All right, I want to show you guys that real quick over here in the assignment, just in case some of you don't know how to do this. All right, so if you want to answer your questions, you can do this. Go to your numbered list. 1, 2, we're on 3, right? So we want to do something. We want to insert like rows. So what you do is you come here to table. It's 2. Let's assume that you just need 3. You can always add more. And there it is. Okay. Now let's say you need to add more rows. These are columns up and down, left and right is our rows. You just click on the last one that you want, last row. You right click on it, and then you just insert a row, either above or below. It's up to you. Okay. That's how you do it. So get that work done and get it turned into me by tomorrow. Okay. This is also due tomorrow. The role of Martin Luther King. It says go through the presentation of the role of Martin Luther King, answer the questions on the Google Doc, Using the presentation provided, answers need to be given in complete sentences. So here's the questions, here's the presentation. Again, the presentation is not overly long, and it's mostly pictures, okay? Mostly, not entirely. So what was the role of Martin Luther King in the civil rights movement? Hey, look, here's some people on here. Elise and Melissa. All right, to understand the significance of Martin Luther King to the civil rights movement, to identify his methods. All right. And this is going from last time. You don't have to actually answer this, but we would if we were in class. Explain one effect of Little Rock on the United States. All right, so where did Martin Luther King get his methods? Well, he got them from looking at Mohandas Gandhi, okay, or Mahatma Gandhi, in his nonviolent action. What are his methods? These are the things that the civil rights movement did under his direction. So we've got picketing, boycotts, sit-ins, jail-ins, and mass marches. Okay. Here's an example of picketing. Okay. Here's a bunch of white people. Here are two black women. Here's the bus. This is the boycott, not riding the bus. Okay. Here's the sit-in. Notice we have white and black students sitting at a lunch counter, and then look what's happening to them. And this is sugar. It's being poured all over her. Okay, sugar on him. Probably ice cream, ketchup. I mean, it's not a pleasant experience. Look at all of these people, right? Here they are, and they cannot react, and they know they're going to be arrested. And then here's Dr. Martin Luther King. He's doing the same thing. It's a sit-in, and he is being arrested. Okay. Now, this lists the significance rather, of Martin Luther King. Okay. Convincing speaker, good organizer. He was able to bring worldwide recognition to the cause. I mean, he won the Nobel Peace Prize, and then he was able to appeal to white politicians. This guy back here, if you don't recognize him, that's Lyndon Baines Johnson, President of the United States. Okay, and they're sitting in the same room. Not very difficult. These things need to be done by tomorrow. By next week, you have sit-ins and freedom rides. Then you have Birmingham, Washington, civil and voting rights. Okay, these are two different marches, and then what they get. And then this brings about the end of the civil rights movement, which is the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. And you have two questions you have to answer. All right. From there, we're going to move on to the students' rights movement. It's not students' rights like high school students, although high school students were involved. It was some problems that had to do with Vietnam, and then like college campuses. And then we move from there. We go to women's rights. Okay, and that takes us to May. So we still have some things that we need to cover, but kind of stinks that we're not in school and we've got to reduce this down to civil rights movement because we're not able to talk about like the Black Panthers or Malcolm X and other people that are very, very interesting that you should learn about, but we don't have time. I'll still put some stuff up here like supplementary stuff, and you can take a look at that, but it won't be a requirement. So that's where we're at, guys. Okay, thanks.